Thank you for watching, and remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your support.
Affect you. Today we're going to keep it a little bit lighter and talk about, although it's still serious because we're talking about water use and we've got our water challenge going on here at the wedding. So yesterday we were talking about the fire situation and watching the scene in Greenville, California, where could be on the severe side, here into the upper Midwest. So we have had a few rumbles of thunder this morning, a little bit of lightning, right? Things get more active later today and overnight tonight and then again into tomorrow. Today's zone, southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, getting into Michigan and maybe Indiana, but back into parts of Iowa and even Minnesota. Get ready. We've got a warm front, which is lifting north across this area and will be today, so we'll watch for that. And so right now, we've got a few showers. These thunderstorms that were over Lake Michigan have been holding together. They're coming over the town of Holland into Grand Rapids, eventually coming on in. Thunder and lightning out there, knocking you inside here for those lunch plans. You're not be able to sit outside with that out, flying around out there. We're also watching just one lone thunderstorm across northeastern Missouri. Now today, with our system coming in and our warm front lifting north, we'll see the instability grow. The convective available potential energy. What that means is there energy in the atmosphere for thunderstorm clouds to grow and grow tall and grow quickly? Yes, there's going to be energy building today. And so we're going to watch for, I think, along this boundary, one of the focus areas for thunderstorms to go severe. The moisture building that contributes to it, right? Because air that's moist is lighter and lifts really easily. The front will be a lifting mechanism. At the surface, we have winds from the south. At the mid to upper levels, winds from the north or northwest. And thunderstorms get going, but later, in late afternoon, early evening, continuing into the overnight. Watching in Wisconsin, you'll see some storms firing up just after the dinner hour and then continuing beyond. All right, so let's jump from the Midwest right there in the tropics. There's two other areas, neither organized, but spots to watch. We've got an area to watch in the middle of the Atlantic, another one that has just come off the coast of Africa, and that is now an invest, 92L. And when something becomes an invest, this means that it can be put into the models specifically to get the tropical models to run for it, so you get more information about just that area. At this point, this other area that we're watching is still just an area to watch, 20%, because it's really not right now that we're worried about the development. It's in the next couple of days. Once it moves over here, a little closer to the islands, that's the storm track, and so we'll keep an eye on any potential development. This is a better chance, a 60% chance. This wave just came off the coast of Africa, more robust than anything we've seen yet. There's definitely a cluster of showers and storms. Will it organize? Will it form a low pressure down at the surface? Those are the questions that will need to be asked. And at this point, what we have, of course, is the modeling, but then the satellite data is what gives us most information about what's happening with this. From satellites, we can see that there is some Saharan dust coming on in, and the models actually pick that up as well. So the dust equals dry air, and dry air is not good for a tropical system. So we'll see how this tropical wave, is able to handle the dry air that it encounters in the next couple of days, and then we'll watch beyond that. This is Tuesday of next week. We do see some circulation out there. This is based on the GFS model. The European model is slightly less intense, if you'll call it. It's not even intense in the first place, but sort of less developed. Either way, as we look ahead to the coming days, we know that this point in August, keep an eye daily on changes that can happen out here. Felicia.
You can expect as we move through the rest of your week. Friday, of course, coming to an end. We've got those showers again along the Gulf Coast in some places and across the Front Range.
Temps heating up, though, across the east, back to the upper 80s, even 90s. Humidity on the rise as well. It's going to feel like summer. Stay still, just like a tortoise.
You'll have to show them that video. Yeah. And then when they start, like,
yeah, right.
You'll know what's happening. Well,
time to talk tropics.
Yeah, and I was going to say, the tropics may seem like they've been really still, but that's not actually the case.
No, so after we got done with Elsa, July the 10th, we haven't had any other development. And interestingly, you have to go back to 2008 or 9, I forget which it is, to have gone through a length of time this long without development. Interesting, because I thought this is typical to not have development during this time. That was what was unusual.
Yeah, exactly. But it may seem, because I feel like last year was so busy. 2019 also, I think, felt like a busy season. But typically we would not see the C-name storm, which was Claudette this year, until August 13th. So we're actually still ahead of schedule.
Yeah, but we had it in June, so we're well ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
When it comes to number of storms, names on the list, we're already at the F storm. Fred is the next name up. So is there any storm that has a potential? Well, as we get into August, not surprising, we're going to have prospects on the map here. This is just the time of year that it is, and it is not unusual at all to see a couple of circles on here with areas to watch.
And with those circles on here, I just want to throw this out here. You saw that with all the hurricane season we have left. If you're not already ready with your hurricane kit, go ahead and get it ready. You don't want to be waiting until the last minute. Two areas that we're watching in the Atlantic Basin, it's been very busy in the Pacific Basin.
Yes, for sure. Luckily, none of those affecting land or threatening land. We go over here into the Atlantic. So this is our latest tropical wave. You can see that. Yeah, this one looks interesting. It's pretty broad right now.
Pretty broad circulation, but you can definitely see what they're picking up on. You can see why they're highlighting this. And this one has the higher chance of development.
I know, and I'm looking at this, and I know the other area that we're watching is right over here. But that looks interesting too.
That does.
Right in there.
Quite a bit of swirliness happening out there.
So the satellite data is the best imagery that we have to look at the tropics at this point when you're out here in the Atlantic. So, we've got the modeling, but you want to know what's happening right now. You look at the satellites, you can see where there's spins in the clouds, where there's convection or thunderstorm activity developing.
And of course, this is the MDR, the main development region. This is the time of year when we start to see this kind of bubbling up. We've got this with a low chance of development, not looking so impressive right now. This one, though, looking a little bit better.
60% chance. So this just came off the coast of Africa yesterday. We've seen it in the models with some prospects, right? And so we have this 5-day development area. It's right out here in the main development region, a spot that definitely, if it does develop, would keep us concerned. So this is why we're watching it. But there's some things working against it.
There definitely are some things working against it, and that is dry air heavily. You can see that, but still the American model keeping that spin going.
Yeah, certainly something to watch based on that. The European at the moment doesn't have anything as strong, but still keeps a tropical wave out there. So we just know, if it's not one of these two that we're watching, there'll be another one. We're at that point in the season, so we'll watch every day for daily changes.
Yes, we will. So at this point, we want to revisit